Boston Celtics beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 105. Oh man, nothing like starting your day with a clutch time Celtics win against Anthony Edwards and the boys. Man, it is 9:45 a.m. Been up since 5 a.m. watching football. Thank you, the Boston Celtics, for saving the city of Boston and Boston sports fans everywhere from New England Patriots with a win. It got a little bit dicey there in the end. Goodness gracious. But, hey, man, that's a good win. That's a good team that you just beat. The Minnesota Timberwolves coming in tonight were what? The 6th seed, I think, in the West. 8-6. And obviously this team they were 8-7 before they just copped that loss. 8-6 before they just copped that loss. That moves the Timberwolves to the 10th seed in the West. I thank the Lord every day that we're in the Eastern Conference. All right. Shout out the chat. Shout out. Yeah, we got to have an Australian, I'm guessing here. Chris C, Oz Celtics fans. I thought that the 3 was late. I thought that it was late. I don't think that Naz Reid got it off. They defended that possession really, really well. Collapsed late, scrambling defense. Really impressive. The last couple of minutes didn't love. But they kind of controlled the game from start to finish. The Timberwolves were up after the first quarter, 27-21. Celtics were up 10 in the second quarter, and it felt like they were starting to get control. And the Timberwolves ended up going on a run late in the second quarter. Same thing happened in the second half as well. I think the Celtics went up 17, and that's becoming a little bit of a trend, which is a little bit frustrating. What up? Shout out Germany. Shout out. Oh, we're on playback volume. Thank you. Sorry, team. That volume should be better now. And I'm sorry if I've just broken your eardrums by turning my volume up. If you're in the playback stream, that always lowers my volume for some reason. We got the crew in the house. Win the game. It's all that matters. Celtics moved to 14-3. That's a good pace to be on. 14-3 without Kristaps Porzingis. And I think we're feeling the effects of Kristaps Porzingis at the moment. Offense being a little bit stuck in the mud at times. Just needing a little bit of a jolt. The Timberwolves went to a lot of switching tonight. I thought the Celtics didn't attack the right matchups at times. They got to it late. They started going at Dillingham. They really started going at Nickeil Alexander-Walker in the fourth quarter. Jaylen Brown in the post, Tatum in the post. They did a good job getting, Jaden McDaniels in foul trouble. And that was a problem for the Timberwolves. And that's a problem for the Timberwolves in general. Jaden McDaniels is often in foul trouble. Now, if we're going to go player of the game here, we got to go Jaylen Brown. Pissed dudes winning. Jaylen Brown starts the game 5 for 5 from 3. Absolutely scorching. Ends the game 7 for 10 from 3. So, pretty good game, obviously, from Jaylen. 10 for 18 from the field. Only 2 rebounds, which is weird. That was a spot the Celtics kind of struggled, I thought, throughout the game, was on the offensive glass. Rudy Gobert had 20 rebounds tonight. 8 offensive rebounds alone. But Jaylen Brown, clutch in the fourth quarter. He had that monster shot when was that shot? It was with 1 minute and 16 seconds to go. Jaylen Brown, 26-footer to put the Celtics up 5 with 1 minute and 16 seconds to go. And that was essentially the game. Tough to come back from 5 down with 1 minute and 15 to go, but they didn't score again after that. They had the Randall free throws. That was huge as well. The fact that Randall missed a free throw. And then on that last possession, I thought they defended that really well. Jaylen Brown now, 2 games in a row, wasn't super efficient in the Wizards game, but Jaylen Brown stringing together a couple of really nice games here. He is counting stats wise, putting up 25, 6, and 5 on the season. You gotta tip your cap to Jaylen. I know the efficiency hasn't been there, but since he's come back from the injury, he's looking physically better. The way that he's bullying guys in the post, one of the most efficient post players in the NBA this season. Really impressive stuff from Jaylen, and we needed it late here today. The officiating, I thought, was a bit of a mess on both ends. I mean, I'm a little bit biased. It did feel like the Timberwolves were getting away with stuff under the rim, whereas every time the Timberwolves went downhill, it felt like the Celtics were being called for fouls. But thankfully, Julius Randle, how many free throws did he miss, man? 81% free throw shooter, and he missed 5 free throws, 8 for 13, 61%. The fact that Julius Randle actually got 13 free throws, though, like, can we be serious? So, who else stood out today? Derek White, man. 19 points, 9 rebounds for Derek White today. 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. And, like, in the fourth quarter, man, he just turns up every single game. He had a monster sequence in the third quarter, had that pull-up 3, got a steal, ended up finding Tatum for a 3-pointer as well. It felt like he had his fingerprints on all of the positive momentum plays, all of the runs that the Celtics went on in this game. He's just so incredible. I thought that the effort as a whole was good in this game. Some like miscommunication stuff, but defensively, like, you only give up 105 points. Minnesota shot 41% from the field in this game. You have to be happy with that. The Celtics offense was okay. You got to the line 15 times, 56 3-point attempts, 37.5% from 3. They really struggled from 2-point range in this game. I thought Gobert was fucking very impactful in this game, man. Whether or not he was a real problem, the Celtics refused to kind of like go at him and had trouble going at him when they did. I thought Tatum had the step on Gobert a couple of times, and I thought should have attacked that matchup a little bit more than he did. Looked a little bit hesitant. Had one nice layup where he got to the body and finished with the right hand, but in the first half he missed one on the left side. Jaylen missed one on the left side against Gobert, and like, I know Gobert is a bit of a meme, but when you actually watch the games with him, like, he can be really impactful, especially like when we're struggling on the defensive glass consistently at the moment. Like, that's his impact offensively. Yeah, man, I'm just checking out your comments here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Jaylen Brown, like, he wasn't perfect tonight. I thought he started obviously incredibly hot, and then if he faded, I thought, throughout the game. But then in the fourth quarter, man, he was so awesome. And this is a big game for the Netflix series. You know that this one's going to be highlighted. I know there's no Anthony Edwards in this season, but they're going to do everything they can to highlight their golden boy in Anthony Edwards, who I thought was pretty fucking good in this game, man. Like, 28 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists on 3 turnovers. He loves playing the Celtics, but he, similar to Tatum, man, like, just had some struggles from inside the arc. 6 from 11 from 3. His 3-point development over the past, like, essentially since you got to the playoffs last year into this season is insane. Like, if he is just a straight up, 42, 43% 3-point shooter on this crazy volume, like, he's just going to be one of the best players in the league. Like, he's not going to be on Tatum's level for a while just because he doesn't have the playmaking and the decision making yet. But like, you got to tip your cap. Like, he kept them in it at times. Naz Reid, I thought they did a really good job on him. He looked very uncomfortable. Just a lot of like grenade shots, deep threes that I know he can make, but I thought the Celtics did really well. Horford, man, I know he only ended up with 8 points. I thought he was 2 for 9 from 3, but I thought he just battled all game. Got beat at times, but like, I thought that for the most part he was really solid across the board, and just grateful for Al Horford to be able to battle for, how many minutes did he play tonight? Yeah, 34 minutes, 33 minutes, 42 seconds from Al Horford. Like, more than we want to see from Al Horford, but he won't play tomorrow. We've got 3 days off between now and the Bulls game. But Horford just, like, holding it down, not the same level of his impact as we saw in the Cavs game where he was just like a fucking monster, but he was really solid. If we have to give a game ball to someone, I think it's got to go to Jaylen. But Derek White, man, the level of efficiency, 58% from the field, 44% from 3. Can't believe he missed a free throw. What a bum. But yeah, I think Derek White, man, really clutch. Anytime it felt like the Wolves were getting close, it felt like Derek White was the guy to hit back, him and Jalen. I have to go back and watch the fourth quarter, but like I thought they got a lot of good looks late in the game and they just couldn't knock him down. Drew Holiday, man, like we've just grown absolutely accustomed to Drew Holiday hitting every clutch shot. And in the fourth quarter, he had one on the left wing, wide open, miss. Really good offensive possession, swing to Drew Holiday in the corner. He airballs the three over the top of the rim. Like he's just not at the same level as he was last year. He was at like an insane level as we entered the playoffs and as we went through the playoffs. Not worried about it. He's been an elite catch and shoot 3-point shooter his whole career. I think the team's just like not clicking on all cylinders right now. I think we're not desperately. It's hard to say you're desperately waiting for anything when the team's 14-3. Take a second to appreciate that the team's 14-3. It's pretty fucking impressive. But I think that they're just like not clicking on all cylinders right now. And that's okay. I think they're definitely waiting for not obviously waiting for Kristaps Porzingis to come back, but I think his impact is really felt right now. You know, coming off a title, like trying to find the juice night in, night out, it's just hard. Like you play into June, and having someone like Kristaps Porzingis coming back to bolster both ends of the court, both the rim protection, and a night like tonight where the Timberwolves are switching everything. Can you go against Dillingham? Can you go against Nikhil? Can you spread the floor as well? You know, I think that like when he comes back, and it feels like soon, you see the videos of him warming up before the games, that he has to be close. But yeah, Drew Holiday didn't give you a ton. Defensively, he's still a monster. I thought the defense tonight was really good. They got lost a couple of times off ball, but overall, I thought the defense was really good. Drew Holiday remains a monster on that end. And then the bench, Tillman, Hauser, Pritchard, did not give us a lot today. Only 8-man rotation today, which is interesting considering we have a back-to-back tomorrow. No Luke Cornett. No, Cornett was out with an injury. No Jordan Walsh. But yeah, man, only an 8-man rotation. I'm guessing that expands tomorrow. We won't see Horford. Yeah, Pritchard and Hauser. I thought Hauser got a ton of good looks that he wasn't able to knock down. And I thought coming off the Wizards game yesterday, he was 3 for 5 from 3. That tonight might be, you know, can we start the string of games where Hauser is just like 3 for 5, 4 for 7, 5 for 8? Like, can we get a string of games where Hauser just goes on a crazy run? Because that was part of the reason why we weren't able to really build the leads out tonight. We got a lead in the second quarter, in the third quarter. Can Pritchard, can Hauser be those guys that build the lead out? Because that's what's been like a staple of this team for the last couple of years, has been the bench has been so impactful. I'm not sure if Luke's actually hurt. It's weird to me that they'll list him with a hamstring, because that's been something that's popped up a few times. You heard Luke was ill. Very possible. Wouldn't shock me if we saw him tomorrow. Either way, it wouldn't surprise me, but we won't see Al Horford tomorrow. We will be seeing a bigger dose of Cater. We'll be seeing Tillman again, who I thought Tillman was okay. Not awesome. I just like that Tillman's in the right spot. He has athletic limitations. He just is going to be doing the right things. He's going to be executing the game plan. And that's what has become frustrating with Cater, is just like not in the right spots. He's like compromising the defense's infrastructure, whereas at least Tillman is getting contests on stuff. He's going to get beat. But I just appreciate that he's at least in the right spots. Nothing eye-popping at all from Tillman, but I thought the defense when he was on the court was totally fine, and that's what you expect from Tillman. All right, I'll get ready to get out of here. We'll get Spoonie and me on the call for late night tonight, which will be fun. And be a man, Celtics win, 14-3, feeling good. And everybody, good to see you. And I'll see you in a few hours. We'll dig a bit deeper into the game, and it'll be good to chat to Spoonie. Talk soon.